Elon Musk bought X and turned it into the social media arm of the MAGA movement.
You can't have the military shoot American citizens. He's going to replace fans with people who will say you can.
Better. I'm not sure that the right idea is to leave Twitter and just go to Blue Sky.
And I think in a funny way, Donald Trump is sort of in awe of Elon Musk because he's so rich.
Elon Musk is flirting with the idea of buying MSNBC. Joe Rogan is joining in on the fun by trolling MSNBC. And Reid freaks out on Trump, claiming that he's going to direct the military to shoot American citizens. All of these stories and more, of course, in this video. But let's start with Elon Musk talking about buying MSNBC. Okay, so this starts with Don Jr. responding to the story that Comcast is putting MSNBC up for sale. So he writes, "Hey, Elon Musk, I have the funniest idea ever." And then in the comment section, Elon Musk puts, "How much does it cost?" And obviously at this point, he's either serious or he's trolling MSNBC because he wants to see them sweat right at this point. And just today, he put up the most entertaining outcome, especially if ironic, is most likely. And he was responding to someone's post that put, "Babe, wake up, it's happening again," which is, Elon flirting with the idea of buying a company, right? And we would love to see Elon Musk do something like this because I think this would be the ultimate troll. And then here's Joe Rogan saying, "Hey, Elon, if you buy MSNBC, I would like Rachel Maddow's job. I will wear the same outfit and glasses, and I will tell the same lies." Just they're having fun with this at this point. Don Jr. responds and says, "This is getting really interesting and has to happen." Then later in the day, he put, "Okay, Elon Musk and Joe Rogan, since this is getting interesting, I'll throw my hat in the ring as well. I'll mimic Lawrence O'Donnell, minus the castration, of course. That's a bridge too far." Okay, so these people, they're just really trolling MSNBC at this point. But I want to see if Elon Musk is truly serious about this. Someone's going to buy it, right? Now, all of this attention that Elon Musk is getting by making those type of comments about MSNBC might be one of the reasons why he is getting so much hate from CNN. And we're talking about Kara Swisher, who continues her daily attacks on Elon Musk by pushing the narrative that Musk and Trump is going to have a falling out that will end with Trump crying in tears. Yeah, I know, right? Hear this unhinged take from her. Watch.
Elon goes into these companies and he kicks trash cans and yells at everybody. That's, by the way, his style. And he doesn't
literally
run them.
doing that.
Yes. He doesn't run everything so well. I was talking to Neuralink people, and they're like, "We can't wait till he leaves because he's
the
so
brain
disruptive."
implant that's going to go.
Mm-hmm. But he's great at being an entrepreneur and creating things. And one of the things he does well is disrupt and break. So he crashed, 90 rockets before he got the right one. NASA can't do that. Mm-hmm. Government can't do that. Government can't crash. Because it's not the same thing as running a company by fiat, which he does. And he does very well in a very aggressive way. And that's fine, but it doesn't work when it comes to government.
And quickly before we go, how do you think the Trump-Musk relationship goes? Those are also two people who love a camera.
I don't know. I think, I think one thing that's going for him, he's very rich. He's the richest man in the world. And so Trump likes that. So he can hold on for a lot longer. In the end, I think it'll be like a Steve Bannon-like thing. Too much attention but you never know. The money speaks to Donald Trump very much, and so possibly longer, but probably end in tears.
Okay, I think behind this hate that she has for him is a few things. Number one, it's very clear that Elon Musk and what he's done with X, it has consistently outperformed the legacy media. When you're talking about eyeballs, attention, engagement, I mean, he's pretty much put the nail in the coffin. He's killed the legacy media. If we're just comparing apples to apples, right? And of course, he is definitely vocal when it comes to free speech, which they don't like. Listen, left-leaning media, the one thing that they hate is when people tell the truth. That's why they label it misinformation. But I think more importantly, number three, is they know that Elon Musk is great at what he does. And if anybody can figure out how to trim fat from the government, it would be Elon Musk and not these elites who think they know everything. Okay, by the way, she's not the only person hating on Elon Musk. Listen to this.
I think Musk is becoming like first buddy. He's hanging around, foreign leaders call, Trump puts him on the phone with him. He brings his family to Mar-a-Lago. He doesn't want a job, right? And I think in a funny way, Donald Trump is sort of in awe of Elon Musk because he's so rich.
You know, it's interesting. You think that these people literally know Trump like the back of their hand, like they live with him, they grew up with him, like they grew up with Elon Musk. And so they are the individuals who know everything about these people, and they can go on national TV and tell you exactly what Trump and Elon Musk is really thinking. Are these people stupid? Do they think me and you are stupid? Because I know we're not. And I don't believe anything that they say. I don't know what Trump is thinking. You don't know what Trump is thinking. But I do know this. If I look at the results, okay, clearly Elon Musk has rapport with Trump. Clearly, they are in agreement with what they're trying to do to the government here. And clearly, if there was an issue, I think we would know it by now, right? Okay, so before we get to Joy Reid and the crazy thing that she had to say about Trump, I'm on vacation right now. But I'm still going to ask you the same thing. If you're getting value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you want to support us further, go to the link in the description below, shop the merch store, or buy us a cup of coffee. Now, if you think you've heard the craziest things from Joy Reid, she continues to surprise us. Listen to her assumption about what Trump will do when it comes to mass deportation. Watch.
And the thing is, you can't say that enough. And I want you to say more about that, because you're talking about deploying the U.S. military. Remember, Mark Esper, who was Donald Trump's Secretary of Defense for a while, told him, no, you cannot shoot American citizens. You can't have the military shoot American citizens. He's going to replace people in the Department of Defense with people who will say you can, and that you can deploy the military against protesters, that you can arrest journalists for reporting things that Donald Trump doesn't like, that sort of thing, right?
Okay, here's my thing when it comes to these wild accusations that people like Joy Reid make when it comes to Trump. Can you please provide us an example when he actually followed through on the very thing you are saying he's going to do? Do you have any proof? I don't care if it's hearsay, speculation, some paperwork here or there. That's not going to cut it. I need to see the executive order being issued. I need to see people actually arrested, thrown in jail. Like, we haven't seen that from Trump. He had the chance to prosecute his political opponents, particularly Hillary Clinton. And guess what? He could have done it because there was a legitimate case against her. So Joy Reid wasn't the only person freaking out about Trump's mass deportation plans. Tonight, CNN just totally melted down over it and started pushing baseless claims, claiming that, you know, if Trump moves forward with this mass deportation, that prices are going to skyrocket, as if prices are not already high. I mean, these people think we're that stupid, but Scott Jennings is right there to put them in their place. Watch this.
Inflation will go up. One of the reasons inflation has been lower in the last few years is that we've had a lot more immigration.
Did it go up when Obama deported 5 million people? I think concerns about this are overblown. We've got 1.6 million people with deportation orders right now and another violent population. I mean, I don't think that alone is going to drive up the cost of groceries in the short term, and people want it to happen.
You don't think mass deportations will affect the labor force or agriculture industry?
Or building houses to bring down
even if you're pro it, you have to consider that. I mean,
I think if you exit people that have already have deportation orders from the court, and you exit people who are violent criminals, that is in no way, shape, or form going to hurt the economy, but it just might make people feel a little safer about their community.
Okay, we've already talked about this before, but this is what CNN will do, right? They'll come up with these ideas that aren't really rooted in truth, not based on any data points, hasn't happened before. They're dismissing the whole idea that prices have already been high, so how much higher can they really get at this point? But hey, they're supposed to be the experts, right? So good thing that Scott Jennings was there. Now, let's circle back on Joy Reid. Here is another take of Joy Reid telling her audience not to spend holidays with family members who supported Trump.
People are rightfully alarmed. They have a reason to be alarmed. And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, people might, may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, like, I think you're kind of missing the point of what people are upset about. They're afraid.
Let's clarify a few things, okay? No matter who you vote for, it will not be your destruction. If Kamala Harris was the president today, that would not be the end of my life. It wouldn't be the end of your life. Our lives would not be crumbled into pieces, okay? Can we please exercise some emotional intelligence here, all right? Some critical thinking skills, right? We know that is not true, okay? Now, circling back to Elon Musk, right? Because CNN isn't the only one to melt down over him. Here is Stephanie Rule from MSNBC claiming that Elon Musk bought X for the sole reason to turn it into a right-wing platform, which we know is not true. We already had a video showing you that it's actually 48% people who lean right and 49% of people who lean left. So that was debunked easily. But she brings it up again, but also acknowledges how dangerous it is for these progressives to be fleeing X and going to blue cries. I don't call it blue sky. I call it blue cries, and you'll see why. Watch.
Elon Musk bought X and turned it into the social media arm of the MAGA movement. And we all sat there right in the middle of it during the campaign, possibly not realizing that we're sitting there like fat chickens just getting attacked all day and just being part of this MAGA messaging. However, the election's over. Everybody's getting smarter and better. I'm not sure that the right idea is to leave Twitter and just go to Blue Sky, a friendlier place, because then we remain in our echo chambers. I don't think that you should necessarily stay in Twitter every day and battle it out and let yourself doom scroll of all the hate coming at you. But I want to see it. I want to read what's happening there, right? And so I think at least staying in those spaces is important because I want to hear the other things.
Eddie,
Yeah, but people like Joy Reid and these other progressives, that's not the way that they think. They can't handle that, okay? It's just goes counter to what they can emotionally handle. We've seen the outcry. We've seen the unhinged post. I mean, you just said it yourself that, he bought X and turned it into the right arm of the MAGA movement, which is not true whatsoever, right? But here is The View also bringing up this point as well.
What I do worry about with this, like the Blue Sky versus X, because a lot of people I follow on X, Twitter, have now left to go to Blue Sky. I worry we're all going into our own echo chamber. So we had this, this election that was tense. Donald Trump won, and the right is going to stay on X, and then the left is all going to be on Blue Sky. How do we try to talk to each other?
Unfortunately, I will have to say, the other side, I think, has driven people away because it's not just discourse. Mm-hmm. It's nasty name calling and coming after your family and I'm going to do this to you.
Well, listen, guys, the bottom line on this is that the progressive playbook is to either censor, not answer questions, as in do not participate in discourse or debate. And then the last resort is to go ghost. And that's what they've done. And when you have people in their own echo chambers, that doesn't promote a healthy democracy, because I know they love that word, right? It's very good for discourse. We're not always going to get everything correct, right? There's a lot of times I'm shooting this video and I say things that are not correct. And you guys let me know in the comment section, which I'm all for. I mean, I don't mind discourse, right? What I do mind is when people want to censor, shut down, and go ghost. That's weak at best, okay? Now, since these progressives all believe that a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man, this next story isn't really going to shock you, because Nancy Mace went on television today and had to give a brutal reality check to this reporter who does not want to accept biology. Check this out.
I just want to add that the Congresswoman-elect does identify as a woman. I will be.
She's not a woman. It's a man. She was born a man. She's a man. She's biologically a male. That is science. You guys on the left and the mainstream media want to say, follow the science. Well, let's follow the science. Okay. He is a man. He can wear a dress. He can call himself, his pronouns can be she or her, but he doesn't belong in a women's restroom, period.
Are you suggesting that the Representative-elect McBride poses some kind of danger to you and other women?
Yeah,
in Congress?
absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. This is an assault on women. A man being a biological man, a man with a penis, male genitalia, being in a women's locker room is an assault on women. And so the question is, do I have rights as a woman or not? And I'm not going to allow the media or Congress to strip away women's rights for 0.5% of people out there that more than likely he's got a mental illness, and this is why he's doing this. He should not be forcing his private parts into women's private spaces. I'm absolutely a no hard pass on this, and I'm going to fight it every step of the way.
Are you diagnosing right now an incoming member of Congress with a mental illness? I'm not sure how you would
I am
handle that.
absolutely diagnosing anyone who cross-dresses with a mental illness. And in fact, by the way, I'm getting death threats from men dressed up as women who want to kill me because I don't want penises in women's bathrooms.
Yeah, so this conversation would never be a conversation if they did not allow people to use women's restrooms. I'm talking about people who were born as a man, but now wants to identify as a woman. It's just very clear. But don't tell Anna Navarro on The View what I just said, because in her head, that doesn't make any sense. Check this out.
This person has a bathroom in their, every congressperson has a bathroom in their office. So she's got a bathroom she can use in her office. And I'm sure she can use your bathroom and the bathroom of every Democrat and every person who's not a bigot in the United States Congress.
We have bathrooms here. In this building, it just says all genders.
Yeah.
Why can't they just do that everywhere?
Yeah, there are all gender bathrooms in many of the Capitol office buildings, not necessarily in the Capitol itself, but we're going to work through that.
Renovate.
Yeah, so if you heard at the end there, she said renovate. And that's where, okay, it's an issue for me. We don't need to change restrooms for people. What needs to happen is they need to make a decision. Either if you're going to identify as a woman, you have to understand what comes with that, which is you still need to use the men's restroom. And if you don't want to use the men's restroom, then find yourself that single-use family restroom. But my point is this isn't rocket science, okay? Now, this next story, I love it because once again, it's the media putting their foot in their mouth. So a couple of days ago, Al Sharpton was complaining that Trump has not appointed a black person to his cabinet. So by default, he is racist, right? Because that's what MSNBC always says. Well, and we just learned today that Trump has nominated Scott Turner to be his pick for HUD secretary. So pretty much he's doing what Dr. Ben Carson did in the first Trump administration. Listen to Al Sharpton and how Byron Donalds had to set the record straight.
You should ask Donald Trump. You talked about black men would be with you. Where's a black man being nominated by you for your cabinet? Has anyone noticed there's no black that has been nominated on his cabinet? That needs to be raised.
Congressman, you have been a very vocal and effective surrogate for Trump and for his campaign and, frankly, the Republican Party. What is your response to this criticism?
I think it's criticism where people are upset that they still lost this election. And so if you were going to ask Reverend Al or anybody else in the Democrat Party, they're still licking their wounds about the fact that this did not work out the way that they thought it was going to. That being said, Donald Trump's cabinet is about people who are going to implement his agenda. And he's not done, by the way. You have Susie Wiles, the first woman ever to serve as chief of staff. You have Marco Rubio, a Cuban American who's going to serve as Secretary of State, representing America across the globe when it comes to foreign policy. You have Tulsi Gabbard going to be at DNI. So many others that are coming, and there's still slots to be filled. So I think everybody needs to pump the brakes and just wait and see what happens.
It's funny how the media picks and chooses what they want to give attention to. So they gave no attention to Marco Rubio. They gave no attention to Susie Wiles, first White House chief of staff, female. So all I'm trying to say is you just can't hate the media enough. Do you know how many appointments need to take place when a new administration comes in? At least 4,000 people are going to be hired to work in the current administration. So can they pump the brakes, just like Byron Donalds was saying? And clearly, like I told you guys, Scott Turner has been appointed as the new HUD secretary. So I guess CNN and MSNBC and all these left-wing media channels, they could just eat it, right? Now, you know who else can eat it? This guy named John Bolton, who really loves war, neocon type of dude, right? We know who he is. And John Bolton is not buying the idea of DOGE, right? Department of Government Efficiency. In fact, if he does buy it, the only thing he wants Elon Musk to do is to take that money that's been saved and dump it back into the defense budget. What is this guy smoking? Listen to this.
Look, Musk may have a big role here. It's not entirely clear what Trump is going to do with this Department of Government Efficiency. If we can save a couple $100 billion, I'd be delighted. We can spend it on the defense budget, which desperately needs an increase.
No, the defense budget does not desperately need an increase when they can't even pass an audit. What is going on with this guy? Does he not realize they failed their 7th audit and they can't even tell you what they've done with the money? Now, not everyone is thinking like John Bolton. What's so funny about all of this really is that you have a progressive by the name of Chink from the Young Turks who actually agrees with the idea of Doge. And here he is explaining the backlash he's been getting because of it and why it is a great idea to cut the defense budget. Check this out.
This is the tweet that you sent that's very controversial. Let's put it up here. Hey, Elon Musk, put me in charge of the Pentagon. I'll slash $400 billion easy. That'll get you 20% to your goal of $2 trillion right out of the gate. I went to Wharton 3 years before you. I own a media company, so I know how to run a business. If you really want to cut, put me in coach. Elon Musk actually responded and said, specific suggestions are welcome. What is the problem?
Yeah, I can't imagine what the problem is. What I'm telling the left is take the win. It's not that complicated. So they say, well, look, they're not really going to do it. Well, then if they don't do it, then we'll call them out on it. Again, where's the problem? Oh, they were actually going to cut Medicare and Medicaid. That's probably true, and it's very likely, and we'll fight them on that. But why would we fight them on a thing we agree on? So we've been wanting to cut the Pentagon for decades on the left. And there's a reason for that, too. It's because that is where the biggest fraud and abuse are.
Yeah, listen, everybody across the entire political spectrum should want Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to succeed here, okay? We should want to cut the deficit, okay? And if they can even do half of what they're promising, that would be a success, right? Even 25% actually would be a success. It'd be better than nothing, right? Because they haven't cut anything in decades at this point. So hopefully they actually follow through on this and that both sides of the aisle can actually support this, because you know why? This is in the name of common sense. So why don't you guys tell me what your reaction is to how much backlash Elon Musk has been getting? I mean, everybody wants to hate him these days. What about the idea that he could buy MSNBC and how Don Jr. and Joe Rogan's been trolling them ever since that story has come out? What about Joy Reid saying that, Trump is going to make the military shoot American citizens? What do you guys think about that story? And also that Trump appointed Scott Turner to be his new Secretary of HUD. What do you guys think about that appointment? Do you even know who Scott Turner is? If not, that's okay. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are about all of these stories in the comment section below. Now, another story that was big today was Hakeem Jeffries going on to The View. And let's just say he rejected them because Sonny Holston was trying to get him to agree that the Democrats lost this election due to misogyny. Well, he wasn't going for it, and neither was Alyssa Griffin. So if you guys want to check out that video and more stories that happened earlier today, all you have to do is click on it because it's coming up right now.